I think we might have answered this to an extent, Dr. Yu, but one question if you want to add on to this is, what can we do to avoid dehumanizing political opponents or consider their viewpoints more thoroughly? That was a question posed in the chat.
Well, maybe I can ask this question to the three panelists. So something that I struggle with, and I wonder what also something related to something Professor Hibbing has been saying, something I struggle with. Yes, we know that, we should humanize the opponent, and there's a very fine line that you need to walk between humanizing them and still keeping your own political beliefs. So how can you I think a lot of us struggle with it, and imagine people who attacked you at the time, wrongly so, saying that you shouldn't have studied conservatives at all. Maybe they're worried, the moment I go into that path, I will agree with them. I mean, obviously that's not the case, but that's how do we walk that line? Would be my question to you all.
I think it's rough. That's where the tribalism kicks in a little bit. I think, if you would express a kind of sentiment that, yeah, I guess I don't agree, but I understand where those people are coming from, then the rest of your tribe is not going to react well to that. So I think the basic human dynamics at that point kick in and make the kind of thing we all would like to see happen a big challenge.
I think one of the really key things is that, and that, it's happened on the macro political level, that the sort of demonizing of opponents. And some politicians said, we used to think of our, the people in the other party as our sort of opposition, not our enemy. And to kind of think about people as an enemy really is to sort of not be respecting them. And I think that's one of the, every person is a human being, and deserves respect. And I think, that's what, a lot of Trump supporters, that's an approach they don't take with immigrants, for example. They are happy to sort of dehumanize them and think about an invading caravan or whatever. But I think it's really incumbent upon us to try to minimize the negative reaction by dehumanizing, by assuming that this person is worthy of respect, and try to reach them on that level, which is admittedly not an easy thing. I think the tribalism is just one of the most, divisive problems we have currently.
Although it's even harder than we're letting on, I think. We say everyone deserves respect, except when they don't. I mean, there are some people who don't deserve it.
Yeah. I'm
serious. Nazis, they're...
Yeah.
We do draw lines. So the question is, where exactly does the line belong? And we're trying to be quite expansive, I think. We're bending over backwards here to say, all right, these people are wrong, but we're going to try to kind of get inside their heads. But I do think we also need to recognize that at some point we say that is simply not an attitude that we recognize as legitimate in decent human society.